Alright, I believe we are live. Just gonna double checkity check. Da 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 da. And we are live. Hello and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred today in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information comes from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History,
Historical calendar,
and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything we gather throughout the show, check the underbar, the description, whatever it's called. I am, of course, Aoxander.
I am Dr. Luke, DDS.
Yes, you are. And the viewer is a viewer. Anyway, on with the show. Today is Moon's Day, also known as Monday, February 21st, 2022. Why don't you start us off today here, Mr. Lunk?
Yes, I will. Either between 452 or 453, Servius, Bishop of Scythopolis, is martyred in Palestine.
Well, they have it down to between 2 years, so that's interesting. I haven't really run into that much in while doing the show.
Or how about in between? Who knows?
Yeah. Jumping on up to 1245. Thomas, the first known bishop of Finland, was granted resignation after confessing to torture and forgery. Ooh.
Torture and forgery? Ooh, no, that's not good,
pretty
man.
heavy crimes right there.
Hefty. Wow, what the fuck? Hefty?
Hefty. Wimpy.
Also in 1440, the Persian Confederation is formed.
Cool. What is a Prussian Confederation? Let me look that up real quick. It was an organization at Quinsen by a group of 53 nobles and clergy in 19 cities of Prussia to oppose the arbitrariness of the Teutonic Knights. It was based on an earlier similar organization, the Lizard Union, established in 1397 by the nobles of Schemelaland. So it was direct in opposition of the Teutonic Knights. That's interesting.
Yep.
Jumping up about 150 years, somewhere around there. In the year 1619, Mikhail I was unanimously elected Tsar by National Assembly, beginning the Romanov dynasty of Imperial Russia.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Also, in 1797, a force of 1,400 French soldiers invaded Britain at Fitgar in support of the Society of United Irishmen. They were defeated by 500 British reservists. Ooh.
That's an ass kicking.
How the fuck do 1,400 Sequoias lose to 500?
Because they're Sequoias.
Oh,
I believe
I
that
retract. Continue.
This was right before the Napoleonic Wars. I was watching something actually about Napoleon's exiles and everything from Simon Whistler. I think it was Geographics, one of his channels.
Yes.
But yeah, like I got to visit that longhouse or whatever that he was like exiled to. Jumping on up to 1804, the first self-propelling steam locomotive made its outing at the Pen y Darren Iron Works in Wales. That's cool.
Well, that is cool. Trains are always awesome to look at, you know?
Yeah, they are.
Also, oops, I went too far.
Yep.
Also, 1808, without a previous declaration of war, Russian troops crossed the border to Sweden at Alberfors in eastern Finland, thus beginning the Finnish War, in which Sweden will lose the eastern half of the country, Finland, to Russia. Finland!
Oh no, not to Finland. But yeah, like interesting. So that seems like that was the creation of Finland, or whatever. Um, well, not the creation of Finland, but the creation of modern. I don't know. I'm still waking up, even though it's 11:44 in the morning.
Wake me up.
Jumping on up 20 years in 1828, the initial issue of the Cherokee Phoenix was the first periodical to use the Cherokee syllabary invented by Sequoia. What is that periodical? A periodical? Oh, a magazine or newspaper published at regular intervals. Okay, so this was a Cherokee magazine.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Hey, yeah.
Jumping on up to 1842, John Greeno was granted the first U.S. patent for the sewing machine. Cool.
Yep.
He knows how to stitch things
That's
together.
awesome. Yep. Also, 1848, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels published the Communist Manifesto.
Boo! Communism. Boo. Yeah.
Fun fact, you get to see Karl Marx in Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Do you get to assassinate him?
I don't know. I never played that one yet.
Well, if anybody has and you can, then I need to get a Assassin's Creed Syndicate so I can just assassinate that motherfucker over and over and over.
I'll say you can get it on PC.
Yeah, I'll think about it. Jumping on up to 1862, during the American Civil War, the Battle of Val Verde was fought near Fort Craig in New Mexico Territory. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, like, the Civil War, yeah, it was mainly on, like, the eastern and central, but it did pop on over to the west coast every now and then. I mean, I went to San Francisco a couple years ago while on a California road trip with my pops, and we stopped by. We were going to go check out the Nike missile site, like SF-88, I believe it's called. And there's like all these battlements that have been around since, like, you know, the Civil War. So like yeah, like there's, you know, even on the West Coast, there is stuff going on. Jumping on up to 1866, Lucy Hobbs Taylor became the first U.S. female to graduate from dental school. That's cool.
Nice.
Now that puts a real smile on my face.
Piss her off and she'll break your teeth.
Yeah.
That's wrong. Also, in 1874, the Oakland Daily Tribune published its first edition.
Cool.
Hell yeah. And
wonder-
also, oh yeah.
No, go ahead.
Also in 1878, the first telephone directory is issued in New Haven, Connecticut.
That's cool.
Oh.
I'm looking to see if the okay. Well, it looks like the Daily Tribune is still around, so that's been around for over 100 years. Like more like
That's good.
we're approaching 150 actually for them. 1874 to 2022.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, like the first telephone directory. That's also pretty cool. All the way back then.
Oh, it's cool.
Jumping on up to
Also,
1880. Go ahead.
No, continue. You can do it.
Okay, jumping on up to 1885, the newly completed Washington Monument was dedicated, and a lot of people don't realize that the Washington Monument was built, like, it started before the Civil War and it ended after, and because the quarry that the original, like, limestone or whatever it was, like, had run out, you can actually visibly see about, you know, a third of the way up or so that the stones change. And the original design for the monument actually was amazing, but it would have been extremely expensive. Monument. Let's see here, images. I kind of wish that they had done this, because they had a whole like thing at the bottom, so it wasn't just, you know, a giant stoned phallic symbol. It actually had a base. This is interesting. Look at that design.
Yeah.
What do you guys up to, yo?
Many things. We are in the
Oh,
middle of doing the show. Yo, Soul Main. How you doing?
Yo,
Welcome, welcome.
yo,
Jumping
okay.
on up to 1896, an Englishman raised in Australia, Bob Fishmans, fought an Irishman, Peter Maher, in an American promoted event which technically took place in Mexico, winning the 1896 World Heavyweight Championship in boxing. That's a confusing article.
What the heck? Scary.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Also, in 1913, Ionia is included to the Greek states after the Balkan Wars.
interesting. Yeah, it was incorporated. You cut out there for half a second there, Lunk. But yeah, Ionia was incorporated. And I'm looking up Ionia right now. You know what? Map. Just want to see exactly. Okay, so it's in north. Well, it's more like central western area of Greece. That's cool. Jumping up to 1918, the last Carolina parakeet died in captivity at the Cincinnati Zoo. Aw. That's the same zoo where they shot and killed Harambe. R.I.P. Harambe.
Takes off for Harambe.
Yeah. Yes.
I love how he had Danny Trejo say the same thing. Dicks out for Harambe.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did say that, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Danny Trejo is cool.
Oh yes, man. Also, in 1919, German socialist Kurt Eisner is assassinated. His death results in the establishment of the Bavarian Soviet Republic and Parliament and government for leading Munich, Germany. Mouthful.
That was a lot of ands. Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say, if I ever met Danny Trejo, I'd love to have a high. Yeah, I'd love to give him a high five. But like, we both like, high machete. Like, just to be weird. Jumping up to 1921, Constituent Assembly of the Democratic Republic of Georgia adopted the country's first constitution. Cool. This is the same country that unfortunately lost, I think, one member or multiple or maybe all. Remember the luge incident during the Winter Olympics like 10 years ago or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, didn't somebody get decapitated, or did he just like fly out of the
I
toboggan?
don't remember.
People died, I know that.
I think
So, why don't you tell us what happened in 1921?
in 1921, the Constituent Assembly of the Democratic Republic of Georgia adopts the country's first constitution.
I was talking about the next 21.
Oh. Raja Shah takes control of Tehran during a successful coup.
It seems like every other day we read about some kind of coup d'etat.
Yep.
4 years later, in 1925, the New Yorker published its first issue. So it is 97 years old today? I think so, yeah, 97.
Oh.
Speaking of old things, in 1929, the first battle of the Warlord Rebellion in northeastern Shandong against the Nationalist Government of China, a 24,000-strong rebel force led by Zhang Zongsheng was defeated at Zifu by 7,000 NRA troops. NRA. National Rifle Association? What the hell are they doing over there?
North Republic Army, I think.
Ah, okay, well that makes more sense.
I'm guessing. Is it Ireland, right? Or China? No, NRA.
China.
I have no idea.
Let's see here. NRA China. Let me look this up here. In China. National Revolutionary Army. Okay, so 7,000 National Revolution Army troops defeated 24,000, so 7-14-21. So they were outmanned over 3-1, and they still defeated them. That's embarrassing. That's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
Jumping on up to 1934, which is apparently 88 years ago, Augusto Sandino was executed. Now, Augusto Sandino he was a revolutionary against the U.S. He was a Nicaraguan revolutionary and leader of a rebellion between 1927 and 1933 against the United States occupation of Nicaragua. And I believe this has something to do with the Panama thing, because once again I was watching another one of Simon Whistler's videos about the Panama Canal, and there's a lot of fishy politics happened over the first 100 years, and but whatever the case, this guy, he was against our occupation, our imperialism, and then he got executed. So that's not nice.
No.
Yeah.
Never is. Also, in
1937.
yeah, 1937, the League of Nations banned foreign national volunteers, in quotation marks, in the Spanish Civil War.
I don't know fully exactly what that means. Like, was there people being enslaved? Being conscripted?
Or
So
people speak spies, pretty much.
that's
Maybe.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Whatever the case, they were no longer allowed to participate in the Spanish Civil War. Jumping on up to 1945, during World War II, during the Battle of Iwo Jima, Japanese kamikaze planes sunk the escort carrier USS Bismarck C and damaged the USS Saratoga.
Damn.
We were talking about a kamikaze attempt like yesterday that happened, what, in the 90s? Or no,
Bismarck.
the Bismarck C. It was an escort carrier. So, not a full-on... You know what, let me look it up. Let me see what this was. Because I think this is just one of those
I know. I don't know, because I remember the Bismarck was a German one.
It was a German battleship, but the Bismarck C was a U.S. aircraft carrier. I have it up right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I was getting confused at one point, because the Bismarck was a German one. I'm
Yes,
like,
it
what's
was.
they're attacking their own fucking team?
Yeah, well, no, yeah, you're right, the Bismarck itself was a German battleship. But the Bismarck C...
I know.
Yeah,
I know. I'm just imagining yelling,
yeah.
nice!
Yeah.
Same time!
Same side!
Friendly fire!
999! Also in 1945, also during World War II, so same date, same year, same time, the Brazilian Expeditionary Force defeated the German forces in the Battle of Monte Castillo on the Italian front. Awesome.
Oh, I want this one. Ooh, yes. In 1947, in New York City, Edwin Land demonstrates the first instant camera, the Polaroid land camera, to a meeting of the Optical Society of America.
Now this is the one where you you take a picture and it comes out the bottom and you shake it like a Polaroid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's Polaroid, yeah. It's
Now-
an instant camera.
Now, I never thought about this, but a few years ago somebody told me the reason why Polaroids were invented. And it's not the reason that I believe that you may think. It's if you have a significant other and you want to take some pictures for, alone time, privacy, you don't want to send those photos to be developed at a center, otherwise whoever's there will see your significant other's naked body. With the
And
Polaroid,
you'll be yanking to it.
yeah, what's stopping them from making a copy if you got yourself a good one, but yeah, that's
Or laughing at them.
Oh man, yeah, this is when you need the zoom feature. But yeah, no, that's more or less my understanding of why they came to existence is that. Jumping on up to 1948, NASCAR Left Turn was incorporated. Officially, it had its start as a competition of the rum runners during Prohibition.
Yep.
Yep.
Everything awesome either came from doing outlaw activities or in war.
Well, the worst in us seems to bring out the best in us, for whatever reason. Humanity is a really useless creature when you look at it.
Yes, as it is. Also, in 1952, the Bengali language movement protests occurred at the University of Dhaka in East Pakistan, now known as Bangladesh.
Yeah, that's right. In Pakistan, or East Pakistan, or I think Pakistan itself was trying to be a Muslim nation in that area of the world. But yeah, then East Pakistan happened and everything. Also in 1952, the British government under Winston Churchill abolishes identity cards in the UK to set people free. What a bamf. What a bamf. That guy. Dude, we need those leaders back. We need Charles de Gaulle. We need Winston Churchill. We need these people back. Because what we have now leading the world in politics, we are in trouble.
Byron. Also, in 1958, the CND symbol, aka peace symbol, commissioned by the Direct Action Committee in protest against the atomic weapons research, established, is signed and completed by Gerald Hawthorne.
By the way, I have it up on my stream. Everybody knows this peace symbol, you know. But what you didn't know is that is satanic. If you look at it, if you see how it's like, you know, it's like that. If you take the two branching off and then just put them up, it's a reverse cross. All this time we think peace, it's actually satanic. So I'm gonna put this in the underbar. So and a lot of symbology in our world today, not just in the English-speaking one, but most of them, a lot of symbology has hidden evil meaning.
According to a priest with a mullet, Pokemon are devil cards.
They are. Well, Pokemon itself is just like it's just, you know, Japan putting a cutesy, like, you know, film over essentially, like, you know, animal rights abusings. You know, it's normalizing animal abuse. That's what Pokemon is. It's dog fighting. It's cockfighting. It's just, oh, look at the cute monsters. So you like, you know, it's a way to subliminally infect the next generation with a mindset that's pure evil that they don't even see. Thanks, Nintendo. Don't even get me started on Nintendo. Mario sucks.
Nintendo. Wait, Mario sucks.
Yeah, no, dude. Like, if you look into the whole thing, like the original, like before Mario was even called Mario, back in, like, you know, the arcade days with Donkey Kong when he was called Jumpman. Before that game, Donkey Kong was actually owned by Jumpman, who later became Mario, and he was like routinely abused in a circus performance. And then that's why Donkey Kong stole his girlfriend. He was getting revenge. And then after that, Donkey Kong Jr., Mario kidnaps Donkey Kong's son, or whatever, Diddy Kong, and then tortures him. If you look at the whole thing, like, Mario is a sociopathic piece of shit. He's an evil bastard.
Actually, you know the Donkey Kong? It's actually Cranky Kong.
That makes sense.
And Donkey Kong Jr. is a Kong we know and love.
That's right. Well, whatever the case, you know, Mario is just evil. Like, you know, like, yeah. I'll show you the videos after this. But anybody watching this, look it up. Like, look at everything Nintendo has done, and it actually is all evil. It's all appropriating evil mentology, you know, ideology and cultures to Western society and culture, trying to destroy us. That's what Nintendo is. It's a subversion attempt. Anyway, let's get back on track here. What happened in 1965? You cut out. You there? Alright, well, while Sohan is figuring out his microphone issue, I don't know what happened. In 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated while giving a talk at the Audubon Ballroom in Harlem. When was Martin Luther King Jr. assassinated? Who was
Cut off on me.
Oh, there you are.
In 1965, Malcolm X is assassinated while giving a talk at the Auburn Ballroom in Harlem.
What was the other guy? Martin Luther King
Yeah.
Jr. Who died first?
Malcolm X.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you're right. Malcolm X was assassinated in 65, and Martin Luther King Jr. was 3 years later, 1968. Why don't you take 71 here?
Also in 1971, the Convention on Psychotropic Substances is signed in Vienna.
Let's see what that...
Stuff like, MDMAs.
Oh, yeah, that's right, the pills. It is a United Nations treaty designed to control psychoactive drugs such as amphetamine-type stimulants, barbiturates, benzodiazepines, and psychedelics, which was signed in Vienna, Austria, yada, yada, yada. It became effective on August 16th, 1976, so that took 5 years. Wow. 34 signatories. So that took a while to pass.
I'll be back. I gotta take a phone.
Alright. While he's doing that, I'm going to take the reins here. In 1972, the Soviet unmanned spaceship Lunas 20 landed on the moon. And also at that same time, in 1972, United States President Richard Nixon visited China to normalize Sino-American relations. Boo Nixon! Boo China! We live in the world today because of that bastard. No.
Oh, it was a fucking 800 number. I couldn't answer it, so, fuck it.
Yeah.
Dodge a bullet.
Well, that's good. You get to take 73 here.
In 1973, over the Sinai Desert, Israeli fighter aircraft shot down Libyan Arab Airlines Flight 114, killing 108 people.
They'll use anything as an excuse to just murder people. Like, oh, you can't say we're being aggressive. Think of the Holocaust. And then they go and murder people. The Holocaust. Remember the Holocaust. Fucking Israel.
Okay, remember it. Okay, remembered, but okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Killed.
I'm sorry. I'm just tired of Israel being so aggressive.
Yeah, they say Holocaust. They can't pull out. What about the pharaohs? Y'all got set free.
Yeah. Yeah, by Moses.
Man, no, by fucking Yami. Yugi. He challenged the pharaoh to a fucking card game.
Huh. I gotta brush up on my Yu-Gi-Oh history, apparently.
I'm joking.
Jumping on up to 1974, speaking of Israel, the last Israeli soldiers left the West Bank of the Suez Canal pursuant to a truce with Egypt. This is apparently after... Now, I was speaking with my dad. Apparently, Israel was attacked first, but, I wouldn't put it past them from staging a false flag to make their enemies look like the aggressors. Keep in mind, what they're capable of, politically and everything. They lean back on the actions of Funny Mustache Man to basically justify everything they do. So. Well, you tell us about 1975.
Yeah, it's stuck. I got it. In 1975, the Watergate scandal, former United States Attorney General John N. Mitchell and former White House aides H.R. Haldeman and John Ehrlichman are sentenced to prison.
Good.
And they dropped the soap.
Well, they
get rejected.
Yeah, they dropped the soap and they didn't get it. Wow, that's a whole new level of low with prison. Jumping on up 70, 80, 90, 20 years, Steve Fawcett landed in Leader, Saskatchewan, Canada, becoming the first person to make a solo flight across the Pacific Ocean in a balloon.
In a balloon.
Balloon!
That is awesome, though. And in 2013, at least 17 people were murdered, with an additional 119 injuries due to the multiple bombings in Hyderabad, India.
Dang.
Hyderabad. Yeah, Hydra's bad.
Hydra.
That's Captain America.
Yeah. Hydra is bad.
Hail
Before we
Hydra.
get into births and deaths, any articles, like, yell at you today?
Oh, yes. The assassination of Malcolm X.
I was going to say the same thing. Man, we are, like, always on the same page here. This is cool. But yeah, like, NASCAR being incorporated is pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a couple other, wasn't much articles today, but like, you know, it's all about quality, not quantity, right?
And plus, it's going to always be a slow day.
Yeah, that is true.
We're going to get those slow days.
That is true.
Unless you viewers make history.
Unless what?
Unless the viewers go out and make history.
Ah, well, then we'll have to report that the following year. So, just
Yes.
just don't go out there and do things in our name and get us in trouble.
Do nothing bad.
I don't.
Make goals.
I don't want to, a year from now, report on something and then see the name of this show in a bad light and be like, oh no. You know?
No, I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying go out there.
Yeah. Make history, but make good history. Jumping into birthday, 921, we have Abe Nosaimai, a Japanese astrologer. In 1621, we have Rebecca Nurse, a Massachusetts colonist. She was executed due to witchcraft allegations. I wonder if that was during the Salem witch trials. Salem's in Massachusetts, right? Yeah. And witch trials. I couldn't spell witch. The witch trials, okay, they started in February 1692. So this was way before that. Jumping on up to 1705, Edward Hawke, the first Baron Hawke, an English admiral and politician. And then we have Francis Reynolds, was born today in 1788. He was a British scientist, inventor, and engineer who was knighted for developing the first working electric telegraph. Well, that's cool. He got knighted for communication stuff. 1794, we have Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, Mexican general and politician who was the 8th president of Mexico. And I believe he was the guy, like, who besieged...
General Santa Anna. Yeah.
General Antonio
Santa
Lopez
Anna.
de Santa Anna, yeah. So it was this guy. So yeah, the guy who
We got his leg.
Yeah. Well, didn't we give it back?
No, actually, I don't think we did.
Where is Santa Anna's leg? Santa Anna's leg is currently in Springfield, Illinois. Okay.
Yeah, that was a King of the Hill thing.
Yeah. Yeah, which I, like, if people ever wanted to give the leg back, no. Don't. Like, we got it. You know? Like, Mexico's lucky that we didn't kill that motherfucker after what he did with the Alamo. Why don't you take a couple?
Sure. Also, in 1821, we have Charles Schreiber, the first U.S. publisher who founded Charles Schreiber Sons. And in 1865, we have John Hayden Bradley, English author and educator who founded the Beddoes School.
Cool, cool.
And in 1875, we have Jean Clement, French supercentenarian who became the oldest verified person. Ooh.
And I believe they are still the oldest verified person.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also,
hold on. She lived up to 122 years and 164 days.
nice.
Which, by the way, My dad said the other day that he wants to be around for when I hit 50. Or I think it was 60. Like 25 more years. And he'll be well into his hundreds. He'll be like, and like knowing him, just out of sheer willpower and determination to give back to me all the years of pain and agony I've given to him, he'll still be here. he has a lot of payback to do. So.
Yeah. Also in 1912, we have Arlene Judge, U.S. actress and singer. One of these is related to Winona Judge and Ashley Judge.
Or Mike Judge.
Good job. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, then, you know what? Wikipedia knows. I can look this up real quick. Arlene Judge. Let's see here. Wikipedia.
Never mind.
Huh?
Never mind. I'm talking about. Yeah, continue.
Oh. Yeah, I was just looking up Airline Judge here. She had 2 children. Doesn't tell me who they were. But wow, she had a lot of spouses. Wesley Ruggles, Dan Topping, James Ramage Adams, Vincent Morgan Ryan, Henry J. Topping, George Ross III, Edward Cooper Hurd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She had 7 husbands. Wow. Like, I don't want to judge, but that sounds very prostitutish to me. You know? After the second one, you think about calling it quits. 7? Though? Are you kidding me? 7?
Yeah, damn. Also in 1929, we have Jess Pito, Mexican actor, director, producer, and screenwriter.
What? That sounds like a stage name. Let me.
It is.
His real name was Roberto Gomez Bolaños. Also, Little Shakespeare. Interesting.
Ooh. Also in 1943, David Geffen, U.S. businessman who co-founded DreamWorks and Geffen Records.
Yeah, I know one of those names.
We all know DreamWorks.
And do you mind if I take this one?
Go ahead. Ronald Weasley.
In 1946, Alan Rickman, English actor and director.
Who was the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yes, and he was also that guy from Galaxy Quest. Never give up, never surrender.
Also, he was Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber.
In Die Hard.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. By Ragthorn's hammer, you shall be avenged. 1964, we have Mark Kelly, a U.S. Senator, Captain, Pilot, and Astronaut. Then we also have Scott Kelly, a U.S. Captain, Pilot, and Astronaut. I'm wondering if they're twins. Mark and Scott Kelly. I think they are, yeah. What did Mark and Scott Kelly do? They became, yeah, here we go. They are twins. Look at that.
Oh.
That's cool.
Oh, shit.
Dang.
Also in 1977, we have Kevin Rose, U.S. businessman, television host who co-founded Dig.
What is Dig? Dig. Oh. As stylized in lowercase as Dig is a U.S. news aggregator with a curated front page aiming to select stories specifically for the internet audience, such as science, trending political issues, and viral internet issues. Okay. That's cool. 1978, we have Kumail Nanjiani, a Pakistani U.S. stand-up comedian, actor, writer, and podcast host. Dude, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, throughout the years, as things change, as technology differentiates, as old professions die and new professions become born, like, we go from, like talking about astronomers, cartographers, astrologers, to, like, podcast hosts, and NASCAR racing, people, and it's just cool, just seeing time play out, through a, short spectrum. 1979, we have Shane Gibson, a U.S. guitarist. Who invented Gibson guitars? It was Orville Gibson. Okay, that was way back in like 1850s when he was born. Um, yeah, 1902 invented Gibson. So this is not the same guy.
I'll take these two.
Yes, you will.
Also, in 1979, we have Jennifer Love Hewitt, U.S. actress and producer. Nice. And also in 1974, we have Jordan Peele, U.S. actor, producer, screenwriter, and director.
Yes. And a proponent of eating bananas incorrectly.
Yes.
Yes.
And one half of Key and Peele.
Yes. This is the Peele half. Like 1980, we have Justin Roiland, a U.S. animator, writer, and voice actor. That name's familiar. What was he part of? Adult Swim. Oh, Rick and Morty. Okay, that's why. Okay.
Okay. I'm guessing he's Morty.
I'm not sure. Rick and Morty. Let's see here. He voices Rick Sanchez. I believe, and Morty.
Never mind.
See here.
Oh, he does? Both?
Yeah, he voices the show's title characters Rick Sanchez and Morty Smith, and is the co-creator of Hulu's Solar Opposite, in which he voices the main character Corvo. Okay. So he's the voice of both of them. So you were right. 1989, we have Corbian Blue, a U.S. actor, model, dancer, film producer, and singer-songwriter.
He was in High School Musical.
Maybe I should have omitted him from the list then, due to that.
Man, no. He did other movies too besides that.
Yeah, but High School Musical is an inexcusable travesty. Anyway, let's get into deaths. Why don't you take this section? It's not too long.
Sure. And in 4 AD, yes, 4 AD, you have Ganius Caesar, Roman consul and grandson of Augustus. And in 675, we have Ronaldo of Gradal, prior of the Benedictine monastery of Gradal. And in 1184, we have Miyamoto no Toshinaka, Japanese shogun.
And I think we talked about him the other day when.
That's what we did.
Yeah, I think we spoke. We talked about his birth, and I made that joke about Mulan. What's your real name? Is it Ming, Ling, Ping, or Fing? You know. Because like Minamoto, no Toshinaka. Like, which one is it? You know.
Fun fact, viewers. Shogun is the Japanese version of a knight.
Yes.
Also in 1437, we have James I of Scotland. He was assassinated.
Dang. Poor James.
Ooh. Poor James, yeah. Also in 1934, we have Augusto Caesar Sandino, Nicaraguan rebel leader.
Yeah, he was the guy we spoke about earlier today.
Yes. Also in 1965, we have Malcolm X, U.S. minister and activist.
Yep.
And in 1974, we have Tim Horton, Canadian ice hockey player and businessman who co-founded Tim Hortons.
Cool.
And in 2011, we have Dwayne McDuffie, U.S. author, screenwriter who co-founded Milestone Media.
Nice.
Yes.
And that concludes the show. Once again, check the underbar for any links you may be interested in, which also includes
The Showhand TV on Twitch.
Yep. And for all of you and all of us, I am Aoxander.
I am Luke.
And we stream daily. Currently, it looks to be like more or less around the noon time, although we did get the script done earlier today. So we are working to get the show pushed more and more a little bit earlier in the day. But until we have a concrete thing, just keep your eyes peeled. And until tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles, let's go, Brandon.
Byron.
Bye.
I'll fucking do